So the job here is to, so how would I put, like, what is IBIS? If you've never seen IBIS, IBIS is a thing that a couple of guys came up with in the 60s. It is for design rationale and like problem solving. And I'm going to say 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I ended up writing like a freaking vocab to do it, to make it online. Now, there are other people like you can go looking for these things online. They're all over the place. Not all over the place, but there's a few of them. The whole point of them is to like map out problems and like determine what the hell to do about them. So you've got these, like you've got three entities. If you go back to like this picture. Oh, good job. So my colors are not the same, but you got three entities. You got an issue, which is like, what do you want to do about, like, there's a thing in the world that needs something done about it. You got positions, which is like, what do you want to do about it? And then you have arguments, which is like, why or why not? And so you create the structure of these sort of issues, positions, and arguments. And it's like very akin to like a bug tracker, but like for everything. So it's not just about software defects or wish lists or whatever. It's about like the scope is everything. And so what you're looking at right now is the IBIS network for Intertwingler, just sort of like the current state of affairs now. Intertwingler is it's an engine for dense hypermedia, and I would actually consider the IBIS tool as a tool for dense hypermedia. The IBIS tool is an application of dense hypermedia. The difference between this thing and other IBIS stuff is that this goes by the point of view of the actual entity. So the thing in the center is the thing here. These are the same, represent the same things. And then like everything in this sort of cartouche, this lozenge guy, represents the immediate neighbors. So, you know, you got, I don't have that lighting up right now. I should do that. The old one, you would like hover over that and it would light up this, and vice versa. But apparently that doesn't work right now because I went and overhauled this design because it really badly needed it. Like where it's at and what we're sort of representing, like, okay, you can see the structure. You've got this issue. The issue is I got a client. The client wants to use Intertwingler as a back end. Intertwingler is implemented in Ruby. Client is not a Ruby developer. Okay, this is sort of like following the line of reasoning right now. Fine. Where are we here? So we're here in the middle. Everything is always centers it. This is a hyperbolic representation. I don't love it. But you know, it's, I mean, I like it, but I haven't had time to like make it look, it's like, it's a little messed. It's not quite right. Anyway. So yeah, client is not a Ruby developer. Oh, well, the answer is ship Intertwingler as a Docker image, which is done. And that the state stuff, like I haven't done the state stuff yet, so I just chucked that in the text. We'll get around to that. It's not a big deal. Okay. And then you look at like, oh, well, how do we get instance data in and out? And then the response to that is, well, we'll just make the thing a Docker volume. And then that terminates. You don't need to like actually say like why or why not. That's not a big deal. What else? So then we got other things, like we got other issues, right? Like, so it turns out, the client was using a Mac. So it turns out that the default AMD 64 build is unusually slow, blah, blah, blah. Well, it has a response that will generate an ARM 64 Docker image. So you get this sort of idea, like you have these issues that come up, these sort of states of affairs, and then you have positions for why or what you want to do about them, and then you have arguments for why or not. I don't have a lot of arguments in here. Well, there's a couple. Like, what's this? Implement a rudimentary mechanism for partitioning the graph into public and private. So this is on the other side of it. What's this guy? This guy has a few arguments. Load all TFO function. So these are like you end up like the idea behind the graph is that you drill down. The center is like what ends up happening is that the graph orients itself such that the central entities are like stuff that turn out to be like stuff that people care about. And then you get off into the weeds as you go into the end, which is like in hyperbolic space, like stuff gets bigger near the edges. Like there's more room the farther you go from the center. So the center is very small, but the like edges are very big. So anyway, yeah. So you've got like arguments for like why you should or shouldn't do this thing. There, here's an argument for why not. Okay, you know what? We're like way in the weeds here. And the idea is like we can actually see that we're way in the weeds here because we've gone and we've like focused like this thing and then like all the clusters of all the interesting things are off into the edge. So let's just pick a random one over there and just get back to this. All right. So today, the objective, like as you can see, we have these sort of like two central concerns. They're only connected right now by like one thing. Otherwise, they would just be like these two little islands that have nothing to do with each other. And the two central ones are, one, client wants to use Intertwingler as a backend. If you want to go see the Intertwingler, you go to intertwingler.net. And then the other one is, I want to use Intertwingler to run my own web properties. And so I did this like a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, no, a month ago? Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's how time happens around here. So right, if I like click on one of these things, it's going to be like much later. Yeah, 3:15. So that was like last ish week. Anyway, so part of like what I want to explore is like the convergences and divergences of like what the client wants and what I want. And then, I mean, like to determine like, okay, like what are the priorities here? Like, and the green things, like a position is not necessarily actionable. Actually, like none of this stuff is necessarily actionable. Like an issue is like, there's a thing in the world, like the picture frame is crooked. All right. That doesn't entail like what to do about it. That just says the picture frame is crooked. And then you could like have a position that's like, well, straighten the fucking picture frame. And then you could have an argument that's like, picture frames look better when they're straightened. Or you could have another argument that's like, don't do that because like maybe somebody intended for it to be crooked. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that you end up with. in this model. So let's just like traipse through, because I haven't actually looked at this since I did this like a month ago and change. So yeah, client wants to use intertwingler as a back end. What? Like, okay, so there's about half a dozen dependencies of patches that need to be merged upstream. That's really annoying, actually. I should actually put a thing in here, a response in here that says, what? It should be like, get in touch with the maintainers of the respective packages and get them to merge the patches. Spam. So that's a thing I can do. That's like an actual actionable thing. Get back there. Get. So that's there now. Okay, what else have we got? So this is all the Docker stuff. Yeah. So like the Docker deal is done. So let's look at what's over here. What about writing to the graph? Oh yeah, okay, so this is the thing, done, create an RDF-KV handler. RDF-KV is and one thing that I actually took out of this is like reaching out to other sites, which I have to put back in, but like I don't have a thing that like auto gets, you know, like metadata, so that's why I left it out for now. But which is, I should actually put this in. This is where has to go. Where are we here? So anyway, RDF-KV is a protocol that I designed like a decade ago. You embed graph statements into like regular HTML forms, and the idea is it's like super simple protocol for like getting, like if you want to make UI. And I mean, this thing uses it. You want to make UI that that like manipulates an RDF database. This is like the dumbest, easiest way to do it. And so intertwingler has these things called handlers, which are basically microservices. And I needed to implement one, so that's what I did. And this is it, and this is done. You can see, like, how do we construct UI for the RDF-KV forms? So this is like where I need to go here now. This is what I was like, this I'm actually like wondering like the extent to which this is like actually a priority. This is kind of like what I've been meaning to think about. So the way this thing works now, and this is not running on intertwingler, this is running on an old thing. But let me just like remember how to do this. Ooh. Come on. Meta resources by class. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is what I mean by catalog resources. Oh, does that actually scroll or not? Do we have more? No, we don't. Come on. Oh, is that okay? Let me just like zoom back in there. Yeah. So catalog resources are like I mean, they're what they say on the tin. They are just like lists of stuff. And they start with tallies. There's actually like a lot more positions than issues, which is interesting. Well, actually, no, that makes sense that there should be more issues than positions than issues. But so you have these resources by class, which are like everything has a type, which is like why this guy is green and like why this guy is red and like why this guy is blue, etc. So like the how do I put it? The representation, the like actual CSS is governed by the type. So, when you go here, oops, hang on a second, you go here, you look at this, that there's like the type, and then you've got the friggin' background color, and let me like zoom into that. So body type of IBIS position, blah, 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 it's this color. And we can, whatever, make it something else, but we don't want to do that. Yeah, so just as like a for instance, like when I create a set of catalogs, so there's a problem with the catalog resources is like what happens when you have a stupid amount of these things. Well, this is like an extreme. Domain or range of a given predicate. I should probably make that like auto grow, but I'm lazy. Oh, we're almost time for winery up. Mute. My obvious. Toggle. All right. I gotta mute the damn thing because if I don't mute it, it pops, and then you're gonna get sad because it makes an incredibly loud noise. Okay, that was a healthy pour. I didn't mean to do that. My girlfriend has been disciplining me on the amount I'm supposed to pour at once. You're supposed to do it by like sound. You're supposed to like hear it and count. Like, anyway. All right. So what happens? Like, this is the thing. Like, this is the thing that the problem right now that I've been sort of thinking about. So like, we'll get. Let me get back to what's this? Port the yes. Port the IBIS tool to intertwingler. Yeah. So, we actually need an issue for this, and the issue is that Intertwinkler currently he does not have the resources to furnish the IBIS tool with fodder for autocompletes. Bow. This has the response, and this is the thing that I'm actually just talking about right now, is that, what was that? Create. Where are you, little bastard? There you are. That's exactly it. Anyway. And it turns out like this is a thing like wow. I mean, it's an issue that okay. Does not have the resources for something. So for the IBIS tool intertwinkler. So the let's get back to client wants to use it as a back end. These are not issues, but what should the client can use? All right, what are you? What if the client has trouble? What about writing to the graph? Yeah. There's like one of these in here that's like, what? How do we construct the UI? Yes. Okay. So this one generalizes. Yeah. Did it fuck that up again? God damn it. That's not right. Oh no, there it is. Okay. As you can see, this is like starting to merge. No. Yeah. God damn it. See, this is why this is in like pre-alpha, because that ain't right. And then we gotta go in here. 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 We gotta go here. We gotta go here. I intentionally made it so you can't delete stuff. Okay, are we gonna try this fucker again? How are we going to construct this? Generalize. There we go. Now it's starting to look like a graph, not like a tree. Okay, where are we again? Start here. I want to use interestingly one of my red properties. This is the client wants to use intertwinkler as a backend. And this is how. This is the sort of the nexus. This is like how you actually make the argument that just gonna check something. Okay. Oops. There we go. This is how you make the argument that, you know, our interests are aligned. That's the point of this thing, is that you can actually like construct, you're like, okay, well, here's our entry point. Oh no, here's our entry point rather. This is my entry point. This is the reason why like this stuff should get like, this should be like more constrained, like smushed in, like, I don't know, like, why does that cross that kind of thing. That is like a job that just needs like just its own focus for what? It just needs its own me time. Okay. What else? Where are we here? That's you. What's this? Port IBIS tool to intertwinkler. Yes. It's currently not running on intertwinkler. It could run on intertwinkler. What else needs to happen? We should create a separate GitHub. So we should so intertwinkler, so the issue, the front end code is currently in the backend repository. Burp. Oh, the IBIS tool. Derp. Whatever. Well, the obvious answer here is to decouple the IBIS front end from its back end. Ooh. As we can see, this is way out in the weeds again. Man, I wish I had some chocolate. Why the hell didn't I buy chocolate? What an idiot. Okay. Okay, well, this guy should just specialize the... that. There we go. You end up with these structures a lot because you've got like, oh, like here's the thing and like here's the issue. What else we got? Decouple the IBIS front end from its back. What does the center look like right now? What's this? This is a client. Eventually, like one of the things to do is to turn this into a project management thing. IBIS itself is not project management. IBIS is like figuring out what the hell. But like some of these things have been like done, right? And then like they've been done, so like the thing has been satisfied. Or like, yeah. Like this should actually be a specialization of... All right.